Good morning, everyone. So I'm Christopher Abrams. I'm Senior BIM Manager at the Ministry of Justice in the Prisons Infrastructure team. So today I'll be presenting our work on the Ministry of Justice's, so the MOJ's digital twin initiative, focusing on how we're using this technology to improve energy efficiency and sustainability across the prison estate. So we've got the second biggest estate across government, because we've got a huge building stock, which is really wide ranging in age, from, of course, Victorian prisons right through to kind of modern all-day modern build electric prisons as well. We align our principles to the TIP 2030 and the construction playbook, amongst other government directives as well. So we set off with the digital twin program. For us, it was almost 2 years ago to the day, actually. So we started out at HMP 5 Wells, which is a Cat C prison in Northamptonshire. So back in 2023, the MOJ and KIA formed a special interest group with Glider and Future Decisions. So we plan to make the most of the data that was handed over at 5 Wells on the project by undertaking a digital twin discovery initiative. And the mission statement was produced really to give focus and direction on this for the programme. So we had KIA that were appointed as the project managers, Glider hosting the AIM and the 3D models, and then Future Decisions actually do all of the data analytics as well. So our goals and objectives. So these are kind of both operational and human-centric, really. So we've got overheating and overventilation as a focus, reducing power consumption, maintaining air quality across the estate. But we're also looking at metrics like incident rates, the cell temperatures, water usage as well, just to kind of understand the broader impacts, really. So the main focus for our team really are those items on the left-hand side in green, really. So we've got 3 different sites. We're focusing on HMP 5 Wells, which is I mentioned, Elmley, which is down on the Isle of Sheppey in Kent, and Millsike, which you may well know about, which is up in York, which is the all-electric prison. So we kind of looked at the kind of newer and older estate, really, just to kind of look at evaluating the impact of the technology really across the estate. The newer prisons are designed with this T60 design, which is really good for kind of rehabilitation and sustainability goals. It's a standardized design as well. It's repeatable across the estate, which we're using across, all sorts of design programs. And it's got a BREEAM rating of excellent as well. So the data and the building management system. So at each site, we're collecting data from multiple wings and integrating it into the BMS. So that includes kind of the live data on energy usage, CO2 levels, air temperatures, and even the local weather as well. So it kind of provides us with a comprehensive view of building performance. So the BMS data goes into the Amazon Web Services cloud, and then that is then shifted to the analytical platform where it can be analysed. And we're also supplying behavioural data as well from our side at the MOJ. So we've already learned that quite a few of the buildings are over-ventilated, or they're ventilated at the wrong time. So we're looking to break up the times on that, and already kind of expect to get a 30% saving just on the ventilation. We're also analysing some of the control methodology as well for maintaining the temperature within the buildings and the wings, and the operation of the boilers as well is what's being looked at. So stages of work. So we set up the data structures initially, building kind of the IT infrastructure to establish the energy baselining for the programme, focusing on analysis in stage 2 of how the systems are working together. We've been on site to each different prison to add additional sensors as well, so we can get more data output. Implemented local control changes as well to kind of monitor those changes. So that's where we are at the moment. And then in phase 3, we would kind of envisage that we'd have the opportunity to assess the building behaviour models, utilise AI to predict and maintain optimal building performance as well. And then obviously we could then use that so the building can make automatic changes without us having to schedule them ourselves. So the aim would be to continually optimise and monitor the buildings really at its peak to deliver those benefits for us. So the asset digital model. So we're kind of building a digital model of each asset with documents, commissioning reports, all of the drawings, but live data as well. So that model is kind of becoming a living resource for understanding and improving the building. We can use the live links as well to access the dashboards, which give us kind of granular detail on a particular asset, such as the underfloor heating. And then looking ahead, here gives you kind of an overview of the outline program. So we've got, all the hardware installations were completed at Five Wells and Elmley, and there's still some ongoing at Millsike, which will actually finish in September next year. Final reports are expected between kind of September of this year and September in 2026 as well. Then we have also been working most recently. I've been setting up a special interest group. So rather than just us focusing on the building information management team and asset management, we're kind of trying to bring in more stakeholders from property and outside of property as well, looking at prison capacity, so that we can really kind of the data that we're generating and all of the benefits and opportunities and the insights, we can actually use those to help support decision making from other teams as well, in property and outside as well, really, so that we can use that special interest group and the stakeholders to kind of validate the benefits and opportunities. So really kind of help us to evaluate the broader impact as we go forward on future programs of digital twin. And yeah, I'll finish there. Thank you.
Christopher, first question to yourself. How hard was it to work with the pre-existing data from the builders into your new system?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, some of it was a bit of a mixed bag, really, because we're still seeing, even at handover now, with some of the buildings that are being handed over, even Millsike, that the data hasn't been particularly good, or it's not been as specified. So it's been quite a challenge actually, kind of going back and analysing what we've had been delivered at stage 7 and handover, and then actually kind of making sure we can kind of validate the data that we've got from that starting point. And as we've said, with some of the BMSs on the older estate as well are either not been used or not working at all. So we've then had to kind of go back and retrofit at quite a bit of expense, put those sensors back in. So yeah, that's been a bit of a mixed challenge.
Very good. Thank you very much. Next question here, again, Christopher, to yourself, is how do you collect real-time data from different buildings in the Ministry of Justice Digital Twins?
Yeah, so I think how do we collect data? Yeah, so we've got the data that is collected in the BMS, and I think I kind of described it reasonably well on that slide, where the data goes from the BMS to the we actually have it in the AWS cloud, and then future decisions actually it goes into their cloud as well. So that's really how we're collecting the data. So the sensors, we've got them throughout. We've got some of them on the roof for the air handling units. We have them. We've been installing them in Millsike in all of the risers with the LoRaWAN sensors as well. And even the underfloor heating sensors as well. So that's where and how we're collecting the real-time data. And we actually collect those. We're getting those reports through. They come through hourly through onto the dashboard, so we can see those in real time.
Brilliant. Thank you. And another question here, Chris, again for yourself, if I may, is can you discuss the business case used to fund this project? The question asker finds it hard to believe that twinning prisoners is going to provide massive insights.
Yeah, so that is one of the key points of not contention but discussion, and we're getting some pushback on, is that delivering that return on investment, because one, obviously the most of the estate is older buildings, older legacy estate. So we're just kind of trying to understand and balance how much of the estate we would then retrofit with sensors, and is there any benefit to that? It's going to cost a huge amount of money and disturbances to obviously the estate and the buildings. So that's one of the main reasons we've brought the special interest group together, is so that we can get their input, look at the outputs that we've already got at the moment, but actually really see whether we can find any other areas or insights of what we can use the sensors for, and really to help to improve the technology across the estate really, and how it might affect how we use the buildings. Yeah.
Very good. You have a lot of questions being asked to you today, Chris. So sorry for that. You again, another one. You mentioned about a cost reduction of 30% on energy. Have there been any unexpected impacts or learnings?
I think it's hard to be definitive on that yet, because we've still, especially at Millsite, we haven't been getting, we're still analysing or still collecting a lot of the data yet. So I think it will be interesting to see that later on in the year, and particularly once we've done all of the work and the program's finished at Millsite next year, to see whether we really kind of get anything that's unexpected. We're just already very aware though that we can actually see that it would have been where the sensors have been value engineered out. Obviously, of course, the money there that we could have saved if they hadn't have been would have been hugely beneficial with us on a time perspective as well. So yeah, I think we've just got to wait and see once we've analysed the data later in the year.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And our final question that we have on the list, Paolo's got away lightly today, which is good, is how can we contribute towards the Ministry of Justice Digital Twin? How are you engaging with other players to improve your DT?
Yeah, so actually, one that thing that we were discussing that only this morning, actually, on how we can do further engagement with the wider industry. And we do have a cross-government working group, especially on modern methods of construction. But I think it would be really interesting to see, whether we can use the hub as a platform to discuss what we're doing and how we can take learnings from other businesses as well. Really, so yeah, I'd be more than happy to have any discussions offline away from this, and that'd be a fantastic opportunity. Really, yeah. Always happy to kind of receive feedback and look for improvement. So definitely.